But yeah, I mean, don't even get me started on the whole New Year's resolution thing.
What happened?
Just the fucking making New Year's resolution thing is the dumbest idea on planet Earth.
I agree with that.
Anyway, we're here. Welcome back.
Episode 3.
You raggedy motherfuckers, episode 3. We're here. Roll the fucking intro. We skipped a week. It's been a revolving door of sickness.
Yeah, we almost died.
Not really.
No, not even close.
But also, I don't know, I lost my fucking voice. This dude can't hear shit.
Still can't hear much.
So
if I start doing sign language, it's not gang signs. So
yeah.
I communicate with y'all.
Yeah. So we're shooting this podcast live on TikTok, so we're gonna
it's a first for us.
Acknowledge some of those comments, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
You guys are watching this here on TikTok. We're shooting the podcast, Beer Math on YouTube. Check us out. But yeah, so it's a new year. It's 2023.
Yep.
You got any New Year's resolutions?
Absolutely not. I think that's the dumbest thing ever, man.
Yeah, I agree. If you're a shit person, you're just a shit person, and you don't need to wait for the new year to stop being a shit person.
Chances are, you're gonna be a shit person in the new year.
Yeah, it's so dumb. It's like, oh, I'm gonna stop smoking Monday. Like, why wait? Just fuck. If you're gonna
done,
quit,
be done.
If you're gonna quit, you're gonna quit. You're not gonna, you know what I mean?
Quitters quit.
You're never gonna just stop because it's a new year, or you're not gonna lose
stop
weight.
off on those damn trends, man.
It's like, it's so fucking.
You think anybody that you tell you have a New Year's resolution to is going to give a shit whether you have a New Year's resolution?
100%. But
no,
also,
they don't give a damn. You know, because in the next 30 seconds, they're going to forget you even said anything.
Well, yeah, and also again, why? If you were going to lose weight, or you were going to quit smoking, or you were going to stop drinking, you would just do it. You wouldn't wait.
Correct. I understand telling somebody, because then you get a close friend or buddy.
Well, that you have people that'll hold you accountable.
Each other accountable.
Right. But
I get that.
You don't need to wait for a new year.
No, hell no.
It's just the dumbest shit ever. Everybody's like, new year, new me. No, you're still a piece of shit.
New year, same douchebag.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Hell
but we're here, so I don't know.
It seemed like it took forever to get here, man.
You have any sweet New Year's Eve party stories or anything?
Yeah, we was in Oklahoma one year, and we decided New Year's Eve, man, we're doing nothing but obviously drinking, hanging out, riding horses, shooting.
Yeah.
Well, it's getting late. Guy's like, you know what? I got a pig barn I want to get rid of. We're like, let's do it.
I've heard this story.
Mind you, we're carrying around handles of whiskey.
I didn't know this happened on New Year's Eve.
Oh yeah. So we went inside. We're dumping gas inside this pig barn that he wanted to get rid of, and set our whiskey down inside, obviously, because we got to start a fire. We start the fire, and it took off fast, so we bowled out of there. All of a sudden, me and another guy are like, "Oh shit!" And we run in.
Yeah.
Back into the fire. But we forgot our whiskey in there, man. We can't have that.
Oh no.
So that was a wild drunk nonsense.
That's fucking awesome. I'm trying to think, do I have any funny New Year's Eve stories?
That's probably my funniest.
I've got a lot of
crazy
drunk stories, but I don't think New Year's Eve. I can't think of anything anyway that was happened on New Year's Eve that.
Oh, I got a ton of drinking stories for sure.
Yeah, I just always my favorite thing to do on New Year's Day is to get on Facebook and then look at all these shitty fucking New Year's resolutions, because it's just you're never gonna do any of it.
I say next year we just start taking bets.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna start keeping a book on.
And then wait 1 month and be like, hey,
what happened to
failed.
this? You know what I mean? But it's
you let yourself down again.
Yeah. I don't.
New year, same you.
Yeah, this whole thing is like I think people just it's like they need a reason to change their lives instead of just because they just don't have any motivation. Like I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm some super motivated person, but I'm not gonna sit here and wait for a fucking new year to like quit smoking or to quit.
I don't understand what the whole New Year's
Yeah.
resolution is for anyhow.
I don't understand where it ever came from, but
Yeah, why would you wait? First of all,
I don't know.
ignorant.
It's the year of 23. It's the Michael Jordan year, dude.
Or LeBron James.
Or LeBron James, yeah.
Seems how he just passed Kareem in all-time
Serious
points.
question though, who you think's the better basketball player, LeBron James or Michael Jordan?
Kobe Bryant.
Is better than both of them?
Yeah.
No.
Kobe
Damn.
Bryant's a savage, man.
R.I.P.
I mean,
I don't
LeBron
watch
and
basketball, but
What's that?
I don't watch basketball, but
I mean, LeBron and Michael Jordan are hands down probably some of the best in our
100%.
play the game, but I think Kobe Bryant gets passed up so much on that. He's a fucking savage.
yeah, that's crazy. So what? Let's think here. What are you looking forward to for the year of 2023?
What do I look forward to?
Yeah, I mean, it is at the end of the day, like, yes, maybe not set a New Year's resolution, but it is a new year. You know, you're going into a new whatever. Is there anything that you're looking forward to doing this year or
Many
starting
things.
this year?
Stepping out of our comfort zone and fucking get this podcast rolling.
Yeah, this is what I was thinking too, and I was like thinking about this earlier. It's like I've always said that like I think I could be good at social media or
Yeah.
like internet content creation. So like I think this year is going to be the year that I like go hard
Yeah. I don't see why we shouldn't.
and just fucking
Send it.
go off on TikTok, go
Yeah.
off on this podcast, you know, and just absolutely give it hell.
Yeah. There ain't no reason why we shouldn't do it.
Because I mean, once we get over the whole, hey, we're talking to a camera thing, and we just feel awkward about it. Like we're both pretty funny people.
At least I'm funny looking.
You know what I mean?
One
But
thing
like,
going for me.
I mean, that's all we do at work all day is just bullshit, laugh, and cut up and whatever. And it's like,
Yeah.
I feel like if we could just get over the, hey, you're just talking to a camera thing, because I think that's like a mental block for me. It's because like right now, like yes, I'm talking to you, but I'm talking to you. We're also both grown ass men in our 30s, and we've got 3 ring lights and a fucking camera pointed at us. But I'm like, I don't know. That's kind of why I like this whole podcast deal, because it's like it's just you and I having a conversation at the end of the day. It's not really
Correct.
It's not really like making like vlogging where you're just like pointing the camera at yourself. But like, yeah, I definitely think. Apologize for that. I definitely think this year is going to be the year that I want to like definitely take social media seriously and try to like make something of it, because I go through spells with like TikTok, and it seems like every time where I get into a spell, I gain like 10,000 followers.
Yeah.
And if I could just stay in it and not let off the gas, I think I could do something.
I think we just have to put aside that time to make more content.
Yeah.
Because there's so many videos I have saved or ideas we want to do, but
Well, that too, it's like, I feel like most of what we do on TikTok is just like stitching other videos and doing funny shit on TikTok, but it's also like, there's other shit that we do outside of just making funny videos or filming a podcast that we could put on TikTok that I
Yeah.
think would do well. So,
what's wrong with all of them, man?
yeah, I definitely want to take social media seriously this year.
Full send.
Full Send.
Hell yeah.
That's not our thing. Full Send's a real brand that actually does really cool shit on YouTube. If you've never seen those guys, check them out.
I haven't.
They
What do they do?
They have a podcast called the Full Send Podcast. They have a channel on YouTube called Nelk, which they're Canadian dudes. I don't know what the fuck Nelk means, but they do funny ass prank videos. They do like crazy, like they'll go to like a college town, and because they own a hard seltzer company called Happy Dad.
Okay.
And they'll go into like a college town and just go to these fucking college parties and just with a truck full of their seltzers and pass them out to everybody, and then they'll just go in and fucking rage at these parties with these kids, and then they'll go like the next day, like they've had Elon Musk, Dana White from UFC, they've had Donald Trump, they've had all these crazy big people on this podcast. Like it's
No
gnarly.
shit.
And they're just some kids from Canada. I think the one dude's like 28, and the rest of them are pretty much younger than him. And they have gone off, and that's their brand, like their clothing company. All of it's called Full Send, and they fucking earned it for sure.
I didn't even know that was a.
Yeah. they've definitely gone the
I've just
F
been
off.
saying that for years. Send it. Full send.
Oh yeah, I mean everybody has, but they like I think they branded it, bought the whatever for it,
Oh, no
so
shit.
they could monetize it. But dude, they go hard
I
for
didn't
sure
know
on
that.
social media. Yeah.
Huh.
But yeah, that's gonna be my big thing this year. It's not really a resolution, just a goal is to just crush it,
Yeah.
or at
Oh,
least
yeah.
attempt to.
That's what we talked about earlier with the whole resolution. Why wait? You know,
Yeah.
It's not, why wait till first year? If you're gonna do it, do it.
Yeah, that's kind of
Time's
why we're
long,
here.
man.
That's why we're on episode 3 and not still waiting on good equipment. Because
Yeah.
I mean, if we were still waiting on good equipment, you clearly see there's no microphones in front of our face. We're filming on a fucking cell phone, so
Hey man, fuck it.
we're running it. We're
Yeah.
on episode 3, and hopefully people start to tune in. I know I've had quite a few people that like know me personally. That like Kayla's aunt sent me last night. Sent me a Snapchat. She's watching our fucking podcast on her TV in her bedroom.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, I was like, that's fucking awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, so hopefully this takes off.
Yeah.
I mean, and if not, then I'm just gonna be one of them sorry ass motherfuckers that made a New Year's resolution and didn't pan out, I guess.
Well, it's not really a resolution.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, because technically we started last year,
This is true.
so you can't start a New Year's resolution before the New Year's here.
I'm also on like, I mean, I just broke my 2023 sobriety streak too. If you think about it,
Oh,
I haven't drank a drop since the New Year. Not like by choice, just because I've been sick as shit.
Yeah, I
This is the first time I've drank this year.
drank on Christmas Day.
That's not 2023.
No, but I'm saying I'm trying
Yeah,
to just remember.
yeah.
I think that's the last time I had any.
Last
alcohol.
time I had a drop of alcohol was when we filmed episode 2, which was like the 22nd or the 23rd.
Yeah, I had. I went to Sydney's grandparents for Christmas, and
Yeah.
every time I get there, her grandpa's like, "Hey,
Yeah.
thirsty?"
Yeah. So,
So I had a drink with him Christmas Day.
yeah. Dude, Kayla sent me a video today that's got me fucking wigged out.
What?
There's like all these people talking about there's going to be all these food shortages and shit going into 2023, and like,
I don't.
and I'm not like I'm too scared about it, because like I'm one of those people that's pretty well prepared for a lot of shit, and like I could guarantee you right now, as long as like I could get Easton to do something other than drink milk, I could survive and keep
Yeah.
my family alive for at least a month or two on what we have in my house right now.
Yeah.
But like, all my kid drinks is milk, and they're talking about like a milk shortage and a meat shortage and all this other shit, and I'm like, well,
Better get you a goat.
then no, I'm gonna fucking end up killing the neighbor's cow in the middle of the fucking night and dragging that bitch down the road.
There's that dairy farmer across the street.
Right? But no, dude, it's fucking, I don't know. Something about they blamed it on climate change. I'm like,
Jesus Christ.
what does climate change have to do with anything? First of all the things that they're talking about aren't exported from different countries. That's all American grown shit.
Yeah.
So how does climate change affect a fucking thing when it's being shipped across the country on semi-trucks? Like, I can understand if shit was delayed a little bit, like if you had like a spell where like, oh shit, we ran out, and then the next day you got a truck in and you're good, but
Yeah, I don't know, man.
you know what I mean? Like, you're trying to tell me that climate change has something to do with
No.
not being able to get eggs and milk and like farm grown, American grown produce.
Well, I seen a thing
half
with
that
that.
stuff's not even exported out of the state.
I seen the one thing with the eggs was something about some kind of virus the chickens got or something.
Okay, maybe.
So I don't know. I mean, I have chickens, so I ain't worried about it.
Well, again, I'm not super concerned about all that, but it's like, dude, I'm picky about like bottled water, and obviously we can't drink the water out of our tap, so we buy Aquafina bottled water.
Yeah.
You can't find it, like at all, in the stores right
Yeah.
now. And I'm like, what the shit?
Just buy cases of water.
Well, we do, but you can't find the kind we like right now.
Yeah.
So,
It's not about the kind you like, it's the kind that's going to keep you alive.
well, for sure, and we did. We bought something else, but like we're having the same problem with Easton's diapers. Like, we're sending out a search party. If you see these diapers, grab them. We'll give you money for them.
Yeah.
Because we can't find diapers and stuff. It's fucking bizarre. You can still find Coors Banquets, though.
We're going to be all right.
We're gonna be all right, Daddy.
You can switch to Coors Banquets instead of that milk.
This is true.
At 2%.
This is true. All else fails, drink you a banquet.
Hey, get them little hops.
Or a boosh latte. That's gotta go. God damn it. Oh my God. Everything's so far away.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it has potential of getting real ugly real fast.
I think the world's coming to a freaking end.
I don't know if it's coming to an end, but there's going to be an uproar for sure.
Can't wait.
It's going to be, like I've said multiple times, I hope it's here before I go.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'd rather me be the one dealing with it than my kids for certain. It's gonna get ugly.
I'm alright with that.
Yeah, I don't care. I think something's got to happen because it's just getting weird fast.
Well, they're not going to come to an agreement on anything.
No.
Everybody, it's such an entitled time that you can't agree. Nobody can agree on anything.
No.
You could give everybody a bag full of cash and still would piss them off.
They did.
Yeah.
In 2020.
Yeah.
They gave
Still
everybody
piss everybody off.
fucking $5,000.
Yeah.
And they're still bitching.
As soon as we got that, I'm like, this is not going to be good.
No, it's not going to end well. Gas is double in price. And yeah, it is. Dude.
Yeah.
That's why I like where we live, because like,
just prepare for the ugly, man. It's coming.
oh yeah, but at the end of the day, like where we live, it's like, it is populated, but it's pretty rural, and
just about everybody out here has the same mindset as we do.
Yeah. You leave me alone, I'll leave you alone, and we'll be all right.
Yeah.
So
that's what somebody asked me. They said, what do I do? I only have like one firearm. When somebody comes, well, be faster then you have two.
Yeah. Shoot first.
You know?
Yeah, I don't know. This TikTok live ain't doing nothing.
Which is the backup account. It usually does real good over there.
Really?
Yeah. I can swap it.
Yeah, go ahead.
But I also wanted to touch on what we talked about earlier.
Which is?
The whole father thing. Because I think that's what's ruining our society.
I concur. No fathers in the home. Or shitty ones.
Yeah, I just think the father, I don't even know how to explain it. Once becoming a father and growing up with a shitty father, and then seeing other kids struggle with a shitty father, it's a whole different type of anger I have now.
Yeah.
The fact that the fact that I am a father now, and it's like you see people struggling with what you struggle with,
Yeah.
and knowing that, how could you treat your kid like that?
Yeah, I get it. I don't.
And it all boils down to the fact that just these shitty fathers are just like, fuck, man. It's selfish, essentially. How do you not put your kid first?
Right. For sure.
I mean, I don't care what life hits you with, man. Why are you not putting your kid first?
Yep. I agree.
There's so many dads out there that just want to put them first.
Yeah.
Why is that popping up?
Because somebody's making a poll or something. But yeah, dude, I don't know. It's weird because you get even still with people that have good fathers, you still get shitheads. You know what I mean? Occasionally.
Oh yeah.
But I think honestly that you get a lot more people that have like morals and shit when you have good role models, and especially when it comes to like men, you get a lot more men that have morals and skill sets and a work ethic when there was another man in the home showing them how to be a man. You know what I mean? Or not even necessarily in the home, but like there was another man around that they had to look up to and say,
correct.
Oh, okay, that's what I'm supposed to do.
Because that's what I know. A lot of people will. A lot of people, And this is where I get real irritated with the whole, well, I didn't have a father growing up, or my dad was terrible growing up, and I don't know, you know, they have, and not to label it all as far as like daddy issues.
Yeah.
You know, not to put it all in daddy issues, but my father, that guy, you met him.
Yeah.
You know how good of a guy he is. But
Yeah.
it's like every chance he got, because he's such a little guy and I'm a big dude,
Yeah.
he thought he got the little man complex and wanted to fight every time.
See, I got the opposite of that. I got like my dad did some real gnarly shit,
Yeah.
and then did some real gnarly time, and then was like, yeah, you ain't gonna fucking do that. So I got the ass whoopings just the same, but like mine was, you're not
Yours
going
was
to,
a corrective.
yeah, you're not going
Not
to become
like
a shithead.
Not, I'm going to assert dominance over you.
Yeah. I'm gonna show you what it's like to be a man.
Yeah. What?
We're gonna go to war.
Yeah. And I'm all about tough love, man.
Oh yeah.
I'm all about cracking an ass when it gets cracked.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with it. But
Yeah.
just to assert dominance over your child.
Yeah, it's fucking
How what kind of loser you got to be to A, do that first of all, and B, just think that's acceptable.
Oh,
You know?
I mean,
my
think,
kid's 40 and he's 7'5".
yeah, I think
What part of that makes you want to?
for me,
I got
it's
to
like
assert dominance.
the way I look at things. Is
I want him to be better than me.
Yeah,
I want him to be bigger than me. I want him to be stronger than me.
Yeah.
I want him to succeed more than I did.
that's what I think is like my only job in life is to show my kids how to become a proper adult. And
Yeah.
it's like little steps along the way, you know, that you have to correct things and you have to encourage things and enforce things. But it's like, at the end of the day, I have one job and one job only, and that is to make sure my kids know how to become
A decent human.
decent human beings.
Yeah.
And hopefully successful adults.
And there's no, and I think what the misconception is with a lot of guys is, well, I wasn't showed how to do that, or I didn't learn how to do that. Yeah, me neither. But God damn it, you know what not to do.
Yeah, I learned a lot of that is like, do as I say, not as I do.
I just,
But
yeah.
I mean, I think too. On top of that, is like it's a catch-22 because it's like you want dads to do their jobs and teach people how to be good human beings and good whatever, but then you get the ones that didn't have that, and then it's like, okay, do we coddle them and whatever, or do we just tell them like, listen, you didn't have that, it's time to figure it the fuck out? And
See, that's where I get real irritated with the whole, well, he didn't have a good father growing up. You got to take it easy on him. Bullshit. Because I didn't have a good father.
yeah,
But I also, just like any other kid, you go out in the world, you see school,
Yeah.
you see people at school, you see teachers at school, you see coaches, you see employers, bosses, other kids' dads.
yeah.
You know damn well. Oh,
There's
man, my
just
situation
because
is
you
a little
didn't have
messed
a
up.
dad, you can find role models in
Well,
your
you
life.
can see what normal people do.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I mean?
think too, it's like there has to come a time where like, if a kid just turns 18 and he's a shithead, and then you realize like, okay, grew up without a dad, his mom wasn't really a good mom either, then it's like, okay, he's 18, he'll figure it the fuck out. But if you're 25 and you're still being a fucking idiot, then it's like, okay,
Yeah.
time to figure it the fuck out.
Yeah, you gotta.
Shit or get off the pot.
Yeah.
But I think too is it's like, I think a lot of it for me and in my I shouldn't say my situation, but for me, my opinion is what I'm trying to get at is I think the fucking legal system has a lot to do with it too, because you think, especially for like kids that grew up without a dad,
Yeah.
there is no fucking legal rights for a father, especially if they were never married.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
it's you're fucking at the mercy of your baby mama.
Yep.
And hopefully you can afford a good lawyer, because if not, it's just
I mean, there's definitely cases where the baby mom has turned the guy into a shitty father.
yeah,
Because at the end of the day, what are you gonna do?
yeah. There's nothing you can do.
If,
And
if
it's like,
if you're working to make ends meet, she's already taking you for cleaners for child support, and you can't afford a lawyer, and you're already working, as much as possible. What are you supposed to do?
Yep, yeah.
And
it's
all
like,
she's feeding that kid is, hey, your dad doesn't like you. Your dad
well, that
doesn't
and then
see
like I hear it all the time too. Is like I see it on Facebook and all over TikTok and shit like that. And it's like, these women complain about how their baby daddy's not paying child support or whatever, or like, you know, oh hey, he lost his job so he can't afford to pay child support, so he's a little bit behind on child support, and it's like, well, everybody's like, well, don't let him see his kids.
Yeah.
So because of money, you're going to take away his right to be a parent.
That's what there's this girl on TikTok. She does these interviews and podcasts with these other girls, and a woman. It's so much different for a woman. Mm-hmm. If a woman can't afford to financially afford her kid or whatever, there's programs. Mm-hmm. You know, if a guy, it's like he's already deadbeat, piece of shit, let's take his kids from him.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Is it's like you have to fucking prove that the mother of your child is an outright piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, you have to legitimately prove that the mother of your child is incapable of being a parent to take the kid away from the mother. The father could be a fucking multi-millionaire, have his shit together, work from home, be home all the time in the world to spend with the fucking kid, and the mother could be a fucking drunk.
Yep.
And as long as she's not, you know, getting DUIs every other day and you know, getting in trouble and shit, she's still going to end up with the kid.
Yeah. Why is it? I mean, it's not. I guess it's not necessarily fathers too, because there's just as bad moms out there as well.
Oh, 100%.
But why can't you just?
Some people just should have never had fucking kids. No, it's honestly what I think it boils down to. Like, I listen to I listen to a lot of podcasts. Well, I've been listening to Jelly Roll's wife's podcast.
Okay.
She interviews a lot of TikTokers and a lot of people that like I follow, people Kayla follows, whatever. Yeah. Dude, and I hear some of these women that are on TikTok that talk about like the way their mothers were with them. I'm like, dude, I've heard worse shit about these women beating on these fucking kids than I've ever heard about men. And it's like, some people just should have never had fucking kids, is what it legitimately boils down to. It's just like, and that's the problem. And there's really no way around it, because you can't.
And I think what the biggest misconception is when people become parents is, and I understood this because I'm not a piece of shit, is once you have a kid, it's not about you.
Yeah.
You don't matter.
Yeah, I wish some friends would have understood that shit, to be honest with you.
You know what I mean? You don't matter anymore.
Yep.
Once you have a child, it is 100% always your child.
Yep.
It's not about you.
Yep.
And there's so many parents out there like, I don't get the time to be alone, or I don't get my time, or I don't get me time. Fuck you.
Yeah. I mean, I think
you're the one to decide to have this kid.
Yeah. I definitely think that there needs to be you need a fucking break. You're going to go nuts.
Okay, yeah, I understand that, but like, it's your kids, man.
I get what you're saying. It's like you chose to have a child.
Yeah. Suck it up.
But I think too, it's just like, it sucks because there's no way to like screen people from having kids. Like,
there needs to be a way.
There really does, because there's some people that just should not have fucking kids.
Because that's what I feel bad for, man. These kids that have to grow up to these situations.
Yeah.
It's like these poor kids, man, don't deserve any of that shit.
Yeah. She makes a good point. Says if parents shared the responsibility, neither one of them should feel like they need a break.
Correct.
True story.
100%.
And I mean, I get it too. Like, dude, I'll be honest with you. When I come home from fucking work, Kayla goes in the bedroom and watches TV. And good for her, because she fucking puts up with Easton's ass all day long.
Yeah.
Deals with Grace not listening to a fucking thing all day long. So I get it, and I let her. She'll go take a bath, or she'll go in there and watch TV, and I just kind of sit out there with the kids, whatever, and one of us will cook dinner, and it is what it is. And
It has to be. That's what everybody's like. I hit the whole age-old thing, man. It's 50-50. It's 100-100.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're not putting 100% effort in all the time, and she's not putting 100% effort in the time, it is 100% not going to work. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Someone's 100% going to get fucking pissed off and bounce.
Yeah, no, I agree to that.
It's not I get so irritated, man. Fuck you. It's not you. It's the kids.
Yeah, and going back
trust
to
me,
that.
you've seen with my son, I can't even sit on the fucking couch.
Yeah, that's how Grace is with me too. And Easton is very much more, I think, attached to me than he is to his mother. But
Oh yeah.
Even still, like with him, and I think probably because he is autistic, he just does his own thing. He's
Correct.
always off doing his own thing.
Yep.
Good for him, because I hope he gains some independence from that. But Grace is constantly up my ass.
Yeah.
And I get it and whatever, but
And like I tell Cindy all the time, there's going to be a day where I'm going to miss every bit of this. But right now, it's really not that day.
yeah. I guess moral of the story is if you have kids, it's time to buck the fuck up and not be a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, 100%, man. And stop just being lazy.
Yeah. Well.
I think that's the half of people's problems. They're so fucking lazy.
I'm lazy as fuck, and if
Well,
I had
we all have our lazy
if
times.
I had a New Year's resolution, that would be it. But I'm not gonna put my fucking
We all have our lazy times,
yeah.
man. It's human nature.
Yeah.
You're gonna eventually get tired of it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, man, it's just like you know what you have to do.
Dude, it's like people. I think people need to sit back and realize that, like, you as a parent, in some small form or fashion, hold this world's future in your fucking hands. Because if you all collectively raise shitheads, we're all fucked.
And that's what.
Because the people that you're raising right now are going to end up taking care of you in the long run. Those are the people that when you're old as shit, you're going to be voting for as politicians.
Yeah.
And you're going to be putting in charge of running things. So maybe don't turn them into shitheads.
Or maybe don't just sit them like this.
Yeah. I'm guilty of that sometimes, but
That's what we do when we go to the store. We always put Bluey on for Wes on the phone.
yeah. Well, and again, I don't want to use that as an excuse, but like I know, speaking for myself, my son is a different story because of him having autism and shit like that, and sometimes I just have to keep him fucking happy.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Because he's not.
And he's fucking 2. It's not like he's 10. You know what I mean? He's 2.
Yeah, he's not. Well, he's not at the point where he's communicating back with you.
Yeah. And if I'm in Walmart and I'm trying to grocery shop, I have to just do whatever it takes to not have the whole ass store staring at me, because then my
I would love that.
anxiety or whatever you want to call it is going to kick in, and I'm going to want to fight because I get angry in those situations when everybody's staring at me. And I can tell you right now, if we're standing in a fucking aisleway and my son starts having a meltdown and there's a bunch of people staring at Kayla, she's going to fly the F off. So,
Yeah.
But that being said, moral of the story, don't turn your kids into shitheads, because they're going to end up running this country one day, and they're going to end up taking care of you one day. And
Yeah, 100%, man.
so that being said, we're going to take a break because I left my vape in my car. Since this podcast is actually called Beer Math and we are in a bar,
Very true.
let's hear I don't know, your funniest or your craziest or your wildest, or just a funny drinking story that stands out in your brain.
Funny drinking story.
I mean, I obviously am going to have to tell the 4th of July story, I think.
Which one?
The one where said Droney showed up at your house and you were trying to come help me. Or showed up to wherever you was at anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know that I want to incriminate myself, but it's a funny story nonetheless.
I just did a lot of dumb shit.
Well, I guess we can bump into that story. So, 4th of July is like my Super Bowl,
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
we every year I try. I don't really have a good spot to throw a party, so I just help plan parties at other people's houses. But we decided to have a party at my buddy's house this year, and I mean it was big. Like we had decorations and tents set up and all kinds of shit. And I mean there was a bunch of people there. We were drinking all day, partying all day, and hanging out.
Yeah.
And we had this big fire going and stuff, and like all the neighbors in his neighborhood were having their own individual parties and shit. And I guess earlier in the day, Kayla and her friend that lived at this house that we were at went over to the neighbors and said, hey, we're going to have a big fire, some fireworks, you guys are all welcome to come over. Well, nobody showed up other than these 2 dudes, or so we thought. They come over, And I didn't really think nothing of it. I was talking to one of my coworkers who had showed up at this party because the guy who was a buddy of mine that we threw the party at his house, him and I also used to work together. And so I'm standing there talking to one of my coworkers and his wife, and these guys show up, and whatever, you know, and then I didn't really talk to the other dude, but the one dude comes up and introduces himself as Bradley. And I didn't really think nothing of it, whatever, you know, and just kind of whatever. And then we're all standing around, and next thing I know, my buddy Aaron, who's a coworker of mine, was like, "Hey, all your friends are fighting." And I'm like, "What?" And I turn and look, and I see my buddy Mike just take this dude and just put him into fucking orbit. And I'm like, "Oh shit." I'm like, "Well, fuck it, me too." So I start, you know, whatever, I go over there and start like telling him to get the fuck out. And this little dude, Bradley, gets in my face and starts running his mouth. So it was on at that point. I was ready to fight. So I fucking go after this dude. Well, this dude was way smaller and way faster than me. And was basically backpedaling across the yard while I'm in a full fucking sprint trying to keep up with this fucking dude. And like he'd fucking slow down and I'd fucking swing and miss or whatever. And all of a sudden then their whole party, like 15, 20 people come over and start getting, and it's just an all-out fucking brawl. And I got like my friends in my face trying to get me to stop, and I'm pushing them away and stuff. And Kayla's fucking pregnant as shit. And mind you, this is July 4th. My son was born July 15th.
Yeah.
So 11 days later, he was born. You know, she's losing her mind. She thinks I'm going to go to jail. I got grown-ass men in my face who I've never seen before. And I'm drunk. So I got dudes in my face grabbing me by the shirt, and I'm, "Get the fuck off me," you know, whatever. And the next thing I know, I'm still trying to get a hold of this Bradley dude. And I got these people saying, "You hit a girl, you hit a girl." And I'm like, "I never hit a girl. I know I didn't hit a fucking girl."
Yeah.
Did not hit a girl. Well, then finally, there's this whole crowd of people. And I see this dude jump up over this dog pile. He's like, "Where's that fat motherfucker at?" So I'm like, okay. Come just flying, dove over this crowd of people, grabbed this dude, tackled him, threw him in a headlock. And then I got all these women in my face. They're like, "That's a girl, let her go." And I'm like, what? So finally I'm just like, all right, I'm done. This is weird at this point. I'm like, okay. So I get up, I go over, and then I hear another one of my friends, Cedric, who's like, "Chris is still over there." Chris is my best friend, so I'm like, fuck. So I go running back over there, start hitting more people. Finally, they all get me out of there. My buddy Aaron, who was the one who originally told me about the fight, he's like, "Dude, Kayla's freaking out. She's about to go into damn labor. You got to chill out." So I calm the fuck down. Kayla's crying, you know, and I'm adrenaline going. I'm like, "I told you to stay the fuck out of there." You know, I'm being an asshole to her, which she didn't do nothing wrong. But so then, come to find out, Bradley's real name is not Bradley. I'm not going to say her real name, but this was a woman who looked just like a man, dressed just like a man, walked, talked, acted just like a man, and introduced herself as Bradley. And well, Brady was drunkard shit and didn't know no better. And well,
Hey, you fuck around and find out, huh?
I fought a woman. And I mean, trust me, I do not condone putting your hands on women, but you know, hey,
How are you supposed to know?
You dress, walk, talk, act like a dude and introduce yourself as Bradley. That is not like Aaron or Jesse or Taylor, one of the names you could fuck up.
Yeah.
I never met a woman named Bradley in my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm just like, what was I supposed to do? You came over, you started shooting with me and my friends.
Sounds like you're an equal opportunity guy.
Well, you know, and again, I would never hit a woman knowingly, but I mean, you want to present yourself as a dude, you better be ready to get an ass whooping like a dude. So, yeah, I feel bad about that one. Funnier story, though, adding on to that, months later, probably the following summer, so probably even over a year later, we're back at the same house drinking again and with my buddy Chris, my buddy Mike, and there's all these neighborhood kids out hanging out and stuff, and you know, Chris has always got like trucks and cars and dirt bikes and all kinds of shit going, so all the kids end up flocking over to his house. And these two kids roll up. We knew the one kid, and the other kid we'd never seen before. But apparently he's related to these people in the neighborhood. And I said, well, which people are you related to? And he said, oh, over there. And I was just like, oh, well, that's the family we got in this big brawl with. And I just kind of didn't say anything. Well, my buddy Mike's one of those people that if there's some way he can make a situation uncomfortable, he's going to present that opportunity.
Yeah.
So Mike's going, oh, yeah, you're related to those people, blah, blah, blah. And starts asking him all these questions. He's like, yeah. He's like, they tell you about their 4th of July party they had last year? And I'm like, fuck, here we go. And he's like, yeah, my sister was there. And I'm like, okay. I was like, what's your sister's name? And he says the name, and I'm like, and my buddy Mike goes, oh, really? Does your sister ever tell people her name's Bradley? And he was like, no, I've never heard of that before. And I'm like, okay. And then he's like, yeah, but I heard she got into a fight with like a bunch of dudes. And Mike's like, yeah. He's like, she say what they looked like? And he's like, no. He's like, yeah, one of them was like big, giant bastard wearing an American flag shirt, this shirt, you know, and I'm just sitting there uncomfortable as all hell, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, fuck, dude. And finally, like, they all broke down and told him, like, I was the one. And I looked at him and was like, listen, bro. I was like, I ain't got nothing bad to say about your sister. I don't know, you know, whatever. I said, but her and this other dude come over here purposely to start shit. And she introduced herself as Bradley. And I said, and you very well know what your sister looks like. He goes, yeah, she looks like a dude. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
You know, and he was like, no, we're cool. He's like, he's like, me and my sister aren't that close anyway, but he's like, my sister's kind of a bad bitch. So I was like, oh, I'm aware of that. But, you know, your sister wanted to act like a dude that night, so she fought some dudes. But yeah, so that was my probably gnarliest drunk story.
I don't have any funny fighting ones.
But like Brittany, the one that comes in here, it's like, it's Brittany Betch or whatever that comes in here all the time. She was like, I think the whole thing started was because the other dude that came there, his name was Mike as well. And Brittany was drunk, and she was like, we can't have two Mikes. That's too confusing. We got to come up with a nickname for you. And this other dude's like, fuck that, I'm the real Mike. And like got all fucking cocky about it. And my buddy was drunk as shit, so he's like, okay, cool, whatever. And something ended up, the dude was like, or he was like, kept telling my buddy Mike, he's like, step up, bitch. Step up right here, bitch. And well, my buddy Mike he never did like competition weightlifting, but has lifted weights since he was a kid. Yeah. And the dude is just cock fucking strong. And like I said, sent this dude into fucking orbit. And Mike and I have been friends since 1st grade. Yeah. And I'm like, let's go. So
that's funny.
Yeah, it got a little Western that night. But I mean, it was a good time. And we've had some interesting drunk stories. We went to the casino one night. Got all fucking tooted up and yacked in the back of his brother's new car. He made it into a bag. I did not.
You made it out of the door in the car.
Oh, God.
$97 worth of Taco Bell in one night.
Dude, that shit was so rough.
But yeah, so drinks over on the dance floor.
I didn't do that. I didn't do that.
Well, you said it wasn't you.
It wasn't me, bro. But no, so I mean, we come by the whole beer math thing. Honestly, we're well known for drunken shenanigans, especially me. I have done a lot of dumb shit drunk in my life.
Never fought anybody drunk.
I didn't until that night.
I should have had my ass kicked numerous times being drunk, but it just never happened.
I take that back. I didn't fight. I got punched in the fucking nose because I was in college and I was drunk as fuck. I have no recollection of this. This is a story I was told. I went to go get a beer out of my cooler, and some girl decided she was just going to start drinking all my beer. Well, I'm in college. I'm broke.
Yeah.
Like, a case of beer is like gold in college. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, this girl just decided she was going to help herself to my fucking cooler. Well, I used some choice words and told her to get the fuck out of my cooler.
Yeah.
And called her some things you should probably never call a woman. Well, her old man's standing right there. And he said, what the fuck did you just say? And I said, you ain't going to do shit about it, bitch. Fucker popped me right in the nose. And I looked at, I guess, again, I have no recollection of the story. This is all what I was told by other people. I looked this motherfucker dead in the face and I said, you hit like a bitch, and walked away. And I remember because I woke up and I had blood all down my face, all down my shirt, and I'm asking everybody, I'm like, what happened? They're like, you got punched in the nose, but you kind of deserved it. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, what happened? And they told me what happened. And I found the dude in the hallway at the school, and I'm like, hey bro, like, what's up? Like, not trying to fight him, but like trying to like squash it because it's a small school and I didn't want no problems with nobody.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, hey bro, I was like, I don't know what happened, but I said, I'm being told that you punched me in the nose. And that's kind of all I said, but I wasn't trying to like start more shit. And this dude, no, I didn't do that, I didn't do that. I'm like, okay, well, let's just put it this way. The story I was told is that I well deserved to get punched in the nose. So if you did it, good on you, and I hope we're cool. And he's like, bro, I didn't hit you. I'm like, okay, well, I've had multiple sources tell me you did, so there's no reason to lie about it. But again,
yeah,
I hope we're cool. And he's like, oh yeah, we're good, bro. And I'm like, okay, well, again, it sounds like I well deserve to get my ass kicked. So I'm glad you stopped at one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good time. Well, you got anything else?
I ain't got any stories like that.
No? Dude,
I just got stories of me doing dumb shit.
Yeah, I've done a lot of dumb shit.
Yeah.
I was also like, I had a point in my life where like, I didn't have an off switch. So it was like,
Haven't we all though?
but like, a lot of my friends could like drink till they got drunk and then they were good.
Yeah.
Brady would drink until he blacked out and threw up.
That's how I was.
Every freaking time.
Yeah.
And so I've learned to control that now, but yeah, dude,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think one of the most fucked up things I ever did was after me and my ex split. I was blowing like thousands of dollars a weekend partying with my cousins. I talked to this dude one time for like hours, getting him to leave his party because his girlfriend didn't want him there. Convinced him that, dude, she was gonna be good. I was gonna mess with her. The minute he walked out the door, she was busy.
It's fucked up. That is fucked up.
Not my proudest moment, but
Yeah, that's terrible. But yeah, so I think that's a wrap on episode 3
yeah.
of Beer Math. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah.
We can continue the TikTok live if you'd like.
Yeah, we can live.
But peace out, YouTube.
Until next time.
We'll see you next week.